Hello, everyone. So, welcome to the penultimate list of this season, and this one here is going to be my favorite TV shows of 2023. So, how I've done this is like my rule when it comes to TV is that the finale episode aired within 2023. So, no, some of these shows, some people might say, oh, like half of it aired in 2023, or sorry, 2022, the other half aired in 2023, or say there's some shows right now like Monarch or The Curse, things like that haven't finished airing yet. They're going to finish next year. I'm going to have them on next year's list if they, again, too, are within the top 10 at the very least. But yes, my rule around it is, again, too, if it had its finale within this year, I'm counting it as one of this year's shows. And then the same thing as well. I haven't had the chance to watch every single show, so there's going to be things. I'm seeing Succession thrown out everywhere, but I haven't watched Succession, so I'm not gonna have it on my list. There's little things like that. So if I've missed anything, or there's anything you loved, of course, after this video is done, leave in the comments down below, and I would love to eventually check out shows like that. It's on my radar. Little things like that I know I need to get to, but. These are my favorite shows that I watched this year. So without further ado, let me get into the list here. I'm going to start off with some honorable mentions, and those are going to be Silo. I thought this was a very, very well done show. Predictable at times, but it has a really, really cool atmosphere, really great characters, very well realized characters, very intense moments. It's really, really good, and I do highly recommend that anyone check it out because it's really well done. The ending of season 1 leaves a lot of potential for seasons coming up. I also have season 2 of Hunters. This was the finale of Hunters, and I wish that we would have gotten more of the show because it is really, really good. But it does have a really, really good finale. Again, too, it does a great job for a lot of the characters. It's very intense. It's very stressful at points in times, but it's very awesome. And I found that it was just paced really, really good. And my last honorable mention is going to be All the Lights We Cannot See. I thought this was a great show. Mark Ruffalo does an amazing job in it. And again, too, it's just very tense. There's characters that you care and grow to love so much. Has a really beautiful ending, something that I found, again, too, even though it is a bit of a love story within it, something that's not, it's still grounded within the times that this show takes place in, being World War II. So into all these three, like, just narrowly missed my list. I bounced around quite a bit for the past little week here, seeing which ones I like the most. But yes, let me get into the top 10 here now. So number 10, I have Castlevania Nocturne. I thought this was a really, really good follow-up to the incredible, you don't know how much I love the original Castlevania anime series on Netflix. And this was a really, really good follow-up too. Richter is starting to be a really, really great character. I love the way the season ended, even if it was a little bit ex machina-ish. I found it was really, really well done. Great fights, great score, everything that I wanted from Castlevania season. And I feel like, again, too, it's only going to grow even more. And again, too, the characters are complex. They're not just kind of very one-sided characters. There's a lot of dynamic to them, and I'm really glad that they were able to pull that from the original series and bring it into these new characters as well. Number 9, I have Scavenger's Reign. This was a really, really cool and great animation style that I absolutely loved, and even though it takes a little while to understand what the hell's going on within this really weird and very hostile planet, the characters are really, really well done. It's epic. The music is great. The visuals, and again, to the animation style, the cinematography is absolutely incredible. And again, to the way it ends gets me really, really excited for a second season that I do hope we get soon. I don't think so because of just how much detail is within the animation and within the characters in this world, but it's something that got me really, really excited. I can't wait to see where they take Scavenger's Reign from here on out, but again, to an absolutely incredible series. At number 8, I have season 2 of Loki. I thought this was a fantastic season and better than the first, in all honesty, which I didn't think it was going to do, but again, to it made the Kang threat seem so real and so scary. And again, too, just the way that Loki was able to grow as a character. It is the best character developments that Marvel has ever put in either of any of their movies, their games, and their TV shows. Loki's an incredible character, so dynamic. And again, too, when you finish watching this season, you'll really get to know why and just really feel for the character and absolutely love who he became, and easily someone that Thor would be proud of. So, again, to an absolutely incredible season, and I do really hope that we get to see more Loki in the future. But if this is the end for Loki, what a way to, again, to just finish off and build upon such an amazing character and such an amazing character arc. At number 7, I have Blue Eye Samurai. This was probably one of the biggest surprises for me. It was really freaking good. You'll find this one on Netflix, and just an absolutely incredible season. I found that there's a times where there's probably a bit too much profanity and nudity and sex and things like that, but when it really gets down to the story and how it wants to build up his characters and especially the action, this show is one of the best to do that this year. Really, really well done. I really really enjoyed this show. It was so well done, and again, too, there's just so much to love about it. It's from the writer who wrote Logan and who also wrote Blade Runner 2049. So that was I didn't know that going in, but that was easily would have been a selling point for me to watch the show if I knew that before going into it. But yeah, Blue Eye Samurai was absolutely incredible and got confirmed for a season 2. So I'm very, very happy and excited about that and can't wait to watch that when that comes out. And number 6, I have Jujutsu Kaisen season 2. So this just ended. So that's one of the reasons that this list is a little delayed, because I was waiting for this show to end and I knew it was going to make my top 10. I just wanted to see where it would come in. But yes, number 6, amazing season. Season that definitely beat me down a lot because it was a rough one for sure. I wasn't expecting it to go that dark and depressing, and I wasn't expecting it to hit as hard as it was. Season 1 was definitely a very fun, lighthearted show about, again, 2 students just kicking the shit out of demons and monsters and however you want to curses, however you want to go into that. But they definitely made things a lot more complex with all the characters within it. But fight scenes are absolutely incredible. There's some amazing moments within it. Again, too, like one of my friends was criticizing that he found that they didn't really seem like there was a lot of stakes around the main characters, but this season definitely changed that a lot. And again, too, it did really feel like warfare in a lot of ways. Very, very well done. I can't wait for more Jujutsu Kaisen. I found the last episode did feel really rushed in a lot of ways, but it set up a lot of things that I'm very, very excited for upcoming movies and seasons, whatever they're gonna do with it, or arcs, whatever they're gonna do with it next. So yes, Jujutsu Kaisen season 2, I absolutely loved every second of it, and yeah, it's great. At number 5, I have The Fall of House Usher. Again, Mike Flanagan can do no wrong in my eyes. This was an absolutely incredible show that again, it was a lot more gory and brutal than I thought it was going to be, as opposed to other Mike Flanagan works. But really, really well done. Amazing acting. Probably the best like world building and like character development that he's a genius when it comes to it and amazing at it. But some of the best that he's ever done for sure. And it was one of the times too. His horror is really, really good, but I've never found there was times where like it got me to jump and scream. Of course, Haunting of Hill House, there's that one scene in the car that I think got everyone, but there's quite a few in this that made me very, very tensed up. And again, too, even though the characters are very, very flawed, you really get to understand the ways, who they are and why they are the way that they are. And yeah, just again, too amazingly written and so compelling and gripping. At number 4, I have The Last of Us. I think this is about as good as an adaptation can really get. Again, too, from video games to the screen. Just amazing work by Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal within their acting and portrayals of Joel and Ellie. And yeah, just I loved all the changes that they made within it. I found that they did really suit the, again, to just the atmosphere and again to just translating to the screen. I was a little upset that there wasn't spores and things like that within the show, but when I kind of thought about how hard that would be to film and always have the characters constantly masked and again to areas that are very dimly lit, like little things like that, I understand why they didn't go the spores route this way, even though the clickers are pretty different in a lot of ways, from the games. They're just, I think they're even more terrifying, the kind of horde-like mentality and how athletic and agile they are. The extras who were like playing these clickers were absolutely terrifying. And again, so I'm very, very excited for what season 2 has in store with, again, to the little tweaks and changes that they made from the first game, because in all honesty, I like the story that the show did more than I do like the games. So I thought they just absolutely perfected a lot of the characters, a lot of the explanations. Episode 3, again, too, I think is the best episode within the entire show. It was incredible and one of the best episodes, if not the best episode of TV that I watched this whole year. It was really, really well done. And yeah, highly recommend The Last of Us to anyone who's played the games or if you haven't at all, it's still an absolutely incredible show and something very different for the zombie genre. And yeah, it's easily one of HBO's best shows out right now because, yeah, absolutely incredible. And I can't wait for more. Number three, this one's kind of been on here for a little while, but Attack on Titan. So we've got numerous parts for the final season, numerous specials for the final season, but I'm kind of taking the two last specials that aired this year and the finale, of course, within that's where I thought it was just incredible the way that they wrapped everything up and again to still throwing more mind-blowing twists at us within the final episodes. Amazing action, amazing character moments. I know a lot of people didn't like it, but in all honesty, I thought it was absolutely perfect and it made so much sense and it had so much heart within it. And again, to just the tiebacks to earlier seasons, even the very first episode, I thought were absolutely incredible that they did within it. I found each character had their story and arc wrapped up in a way that was very, very fitting for them, and it's just it's so well done and so well crafted, and I don't think we're ever going to see a show quite like it before or ever again. It's very, very amazing, and I don't really think there's anything that they could have done to make it better. It was perfect in my eyes. So the runner-up this year is season 2 of The Bear. Absolutely incredible. Jeremy Allen White is slowly becoming one of my favorite actors. He's been really, really great. He was in one of my favorite movies that came out this year too. I'm not going to spoil it for that list. That still needs to come out. But yeah, again, too. Well, the first season really made you care like a lot about these characters. I found it really delve into the stress and the flaws. Where in this season, you really got to see the amazing and great things out of these characters come out this time around, and not just their flaws. You really get to see how much they care about their families, their work, their passions, like the little things like that all come out in really organic and beautiful ways where the writing is just so stellar and amazing. And you're starting to see too the connections of Carmi's past kind of starts to touch and inflict on everyone else, and how much again to him setting up these connections means that he cares about his chefs and his restaurants, his past, his mistakes. He's setting everyone up for success, but again too there's still a lot of flaws within all these characters that just make for some very gut punch moments. That's again, so even though there's a lot of light within the season, a lot of happiness within the season, a lot of growth, there's still a lot of things that just really, really beat you down in a lot of ways. But it's an incredible show. If you haven't watched The Bear, it's on Disney Plus or Hulu, either one of those two. I really highly recommend you watch it because it is an incredible show, absolutely incredible, and I can't wait for more. And yeah, it's just every time I go back to it, I love it more and more and more. So number one this year, I have Vinland Saga. This, man, starting from January going basically all the way to July, this show was so incredible and so touching and so gripping, and the lessons that it teaches you, the character growth that you see for Thorfinn and all these characters was just nothing short of incredible. Like the amounts of Norse mythos they were able to put in this, the amounts of again to just actual history and just very, very gripping and touching sentiments that they're able to put in. Of course, I know what like everyone's most favorite is "I have no enemies," all that line, but it's just so incredible to see this massive character shift within the characters. It's again too nothing short but amazing. Vinland Saga again too is easily like my favorite anime and well my favorite show going on right now. It's again too I'm really much craving more, but it's a very different season than the first one. It's slower in a lot of ways, but the character development is so incredible and just so amazing. And I've hardly ever seen anything as good as it was in a long, long while. Again, to the Bear came very close for me, but Vinland Saga touched me a lot more, hit me a lot harder in a lot of ways, and yeah, it's just that's why it's my number one. It's incredible, and I think everyone should really check it out. It's very, very well done. So that is my top 10 list for shows of this year. I'm very, very excited to see what 2024 has in store. But of course, in the comments down below, please leave your list. What did I miss out on? What did I maybe not watch that I should be watching? All that stuff. Leave it in the comments down below. Thank you, of course, for liking this video, subscribing, and making this community even more amazing than it already is. Again, I have one more list coming out, which is going to be my top 10 movies of the year. I'm just there's a few movies that don't seem to be playing anywhere within my area. I'm trying to find ways to watch. I'm trying to find ways to do it. Might be a little delayed. I'm hoping to get it done tomorrow before the year ends, but we'll see when that one comes out. But of course, keep an eye on my Instagram because that's where I'm going to have the most updates in terms of when I'm going to have that video up, but hopefully it's very, very soon. But yes, thank you for watching, guys.